Hello everyone and welcome to this new video. I'm Ombra and today we're gonna talk about the commander guide for Lurtz the Firstborn. Like always, I wanna remember you have made this guide also on Google Docs, where I explain every single part of the guide more in the details. If you wanna check that, you can find that on my Discord, the link is in the description of every single video. First and start, I wanna ask you also to smash like on this video and follow my channel. If you like my video and my guide, for me it's very important your support. Lurtz is a commander specialized on dealing physical damage by themselves, so it's not a buffer, it's not a support, it's just a damage dealer. Probably the best damage dealer of the Evil faction. Talking about the skill, you have to think about Lurtz is an epic commander, so first and Ascend you're gonna have one less point to spend on a skill, so at Respect 5 you're gonna have only 22 points to spend. First skill I wanna upgrade on Lurtz is Uruk-hai Firstborn, is the Respect 3 skill that deals 3 hit of 300% every single hit in round 3, 6 and 9, and increase the damage for each attack you do with that. There's not a percentage written, but is around 10 to 15%. A second skill, you wanna place 10 points on Pursuer, another damage skill that deals 400% physical damage on one target, and that happens 5 times in a battle on round 2, 4, 6, 8 and 10. In addition, if you are on attack, you're gonna deal also 100% more damage on the target. The last 2 points you have, you're gonna spend on Uruk-hai Elite for increase the attack of Lurtz and the formation. It's not incredibly strong, but it's still better than nothing, increase a bit all the damage of your commander. For me, Lurtz at Respect 5, it's already decent, it's not extraordinary cause miss some statistic, so you really want Respect 10 and Ascendant on Lurtz. At Respect 10, you're gonna have 26 points, so you recover the point cause now you're also legendary, and you're gonna place your 4 points on Uruk-hai Elite for reach 6 of 10 and have more attack for your Lurtz. The attack of this skill is not fundamental, it's just a good bonus, but what is very strong is when you reach the Respect 10, you're gonna have also more damage, because you can Ascend the Lurtz and bring that to legendary, and also you're gonna unlock the unique that have an insane passive. Talking about the final build, for me Respect 10 is already a soft cap for Lurtz, but if you wanna bring more, you can go to Respect 16 for have the Uruk-hai Elite maxed, but it's very expensive because the epic item gonna bring a very low amount of respect for every item you spend, so it's not recommended go over Respect 10 if you're not a mega whale, and absolutely not recommended go to Respect 25. Talking about the equipment, Lurtz is the damage dealer commander, so what he need is damage. You want damage for first statistic and then you want the attack. As weapon, the best in slot is the Axe of Khazad-dûm that gives 1430 of damage and also 48 of attack. If you don't have that, you can also go for the Black Bow for 1228 of damage and 39 of attack. It's a bit inferior but still really good. I don't suggest to invest in other golden item, because for me investing something not best in slot is wrong at golden level. Instead, I suggest you to use the Battle Axe with 10, 14 of damage and 18 of attack. Talking about the chest, the best in slot golden is the Berserker Raiment with 24 of attack and 1.6k of HP. Then we go with the epic Scale Mail with 15 of attack, 9 of defense and 1.2k of HP. If you don't have these two items, just go for closed set item or just something give you attack. On the helmet, the best in slot is the Casque of Pride at golden level, give you 48 of attack and 6 of defense. Then if you didn't have that, go for the full helm for have 18 of attack. In this also, if you didn't have any of these, go for close the set effect. Talking about the accessory, like for the weapon, what you're searching for is damage. It's very important to have the good accessory on Lurtz. What you really want is the Palantir of Orthanc for have 10 of damage and 48 of attack. If you didn't have that, you can run the Drums of Barad-dûr for 610 of damage and 48 of attack. attack, also very solid. Then there's a tricky option where you can run the Fine Smoking Pipe or the Sign of Barrow. These two accessories are not for the physical damage commander, but at least have the damage, so it's worth run that. 0 star 0 Raffine if you didn't have any better than that. And for last, what I suggest to run if you didn't have any of the legendary is the Bone Talisman, which provide at least 18 of attack. If you didn't have any of this accessory, like always, close the set effect. Talking about the set effect, what I prefer on Lurtz is use the Sharpened Blade at mid and low level, cause when you have low amount of attack, have plus 20 of attack is very solid, but at high level, weight level, is better go for Perseverance for have more scaling in terms of damage around the battle. The battle gonna be very long at high level, so you need this boost. And also when you have a lot of attack, the attack gonna have a diminishing returns in terms of value. Another decent bonus is Might, you're gonna have 10% of damage boost. If you have the correct weapon and the correct accessory with that bonus, don't think about it and use it. For last, we're gonna talk about the relic, the unique of Lurtz, that is very fantastic, not for the statistic, because the statistics are not very important, but for the passive, the pin down. Every time your Lurtz gonna make a basic attack on an enemy, you're gonna make an additional 125% physical damage, so you're gonna actually more than double the damage of your basic attack with this skill. It's insanely strong and change completely the damage of your Lurtz. It's super suggest invest on Raffine this unique, cause it's fundamental for the damage of Lurtz. Talking about troops, there's a lot of options viable on Lurtz. You can choose to run the Morgul Arbalester and stay on the second line under a tank commander or 2 tank commander for don't get it, and have a bit of extra damage from the Morgul Arbalester. Or you can choose to run the medium unit. You can run the Rider, for example, really solid and synergic with Lurtz for counter all the commander running the small unit. Or there's another option, you can run the big tankiest chariot if you are von Rune. That's gonna be very strong and give Lurtz a lot of sustain, but they are also very expensive. And the last option is run the Crusher. They are not the best unit, but for sure they are enough tanky for make your Lurtz very strong and let them make DPS, and also they are very cheap to recruit, so you can use for a long war. Now we're gonna talk about the commander I suggest to play with Lurtz. First one is Sauron, and for me it's a very strong buffer for Lurtz, cause gonna increase the damage received from 3 enemy for all the battles, so you're gonna have even more damage from your Lurtz. In addition, you're gonna debuff all the enemy damage dealers, so your Lurtz gonna be more safe to make more damage. Then we have the Undying, and for me it's very strong, in particular if you choose to run Lurtz with the Morgul Arbalester, because you're gonna have the Undying on frontline, tank for your Lurtz, the normal attack, and also you're gonna place the evasion on the Morgul Arbalester, and that means even if some attack go on the ranged unit of Lurtz, you're gonna have the evasion protect them. And the Undying is also very strong, because with the Undertaken can burn a lot of stack of the White Council, for example, and all the skill can counter the damage of Lurtz. We can talk about the Shadow, and for me it's very strong also, because you are gonna have the burning stack even more than the Undying, because gonna hit twice 3 target every round, and also you're gonna have a lot of burst with the Shadow that combined with the damage of Lurtz can be deadly for the enemy. For last, I'm gonna mention Cestaro. Cestaro for me it's very strong with Lurtz, because gonna bring a bit of elemental damage in a formation where you already have a strong physical damage commander. So if the enemy are very tanky versus physical, you're gonna have an alternative damage, and that is very solid. Now we talk about the commander that counter Lurtz, and the first one of course is Sauron, because gonna reduce the statistic of Lurtz by 15%, and that is already a lot of damage reduction. And also because with the stun you can stun the Lurtz and just make them useless for round, and also with the Madness you can use the DPS of Lurtz versus Lurtz. Then we have the Gil-galad, of course. With the evasion of the elves you can ignore the damage of 3 round if you set well your Gil-galad, and is the best support for the elves right now on the game. And for last, of course, I wanna mention Gandalf the White with the White Council, insanely strong for reducing the damage on early game. You can reduce a lot the damage damage effectiveness of Lurtz. And that's all for this guide about Lurtz, the first burn. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like it, just smash like on that and also subscribe to my channel for future content. I'm gonna cover all the commander of the game as soon as possible. It's a very big work, but I'm gonna try to do that. Let me know in the comment what you think about this series and this guide in general. Thank you for following me and see you in the next. Woo!